Scorbunny has been a favorite ever since they announced it as one of the Pokemon Sword and Shield starters. We hatched a shiny one. Let's evolve it. I've been working on the EV training for my shiny Scorbunny and for this perfect 5IV Grookey. I call it perfect because it's everything but special attack. Grookey is a physical attacker. Thus, in my book, that's perfect. I know 6IV is probably technically perfect, but whatever. It has the types of moves that we want to use. So the Scorbunny is just, and I brought the big Cinderace out so that we can compare it. So what I'm doing to EV train them is I've got them holding that the item, I want to say, yeah. So it's Power Bracer for benefiting attacks. I've got one on the Scorbunny and I've got one on the Grookey. And so what I've been doing is I like right here by the daycare center, I just go in and I pop these Stuffles. And I know some people will do their EV training with combat animations off, and that is definitely the faster way to do that. If you're really focusing on, oh no, he's going to use these. That's one of the problems with these Stuffles, is that they can do a lot of things that will let them. He's got some move that lets him hang on with 1 hit point, and it's really obnoxious because then it takes 2 turns to kill him. But some people will turn off the combat animations. So if you really want to EV train even faster, turn off the combat animations. There's like a purist in me that I don't want to turn off the combat animations. Oh good, we're evolving already. What? Scorbunny is evolving. Look at that. Your Scorbunny evolved into Raboot. Oh, and Grookey's evolving too. All right. All right. Talk about the awkward teen years. Look at that. We're gonna forget Growl. Even more Stuffles. But so the idea is that you make sure that your Pokemon has Pokerus, you put on that Power Bracer, and then you go and you fight something that specifically will give attack EVs, since Cinderace is a physical attacker. And so I've done that here with Stuffle, and then I went to the very beginning of the game. There's this little half circle that I like to, I talk about it in my EV training video, but I do Rookie Ds for speed EVs, and they're like 50% of the stuff. See, they do these things where they can hang on with 1 hit point. I feel like I need to get Quick Attack or something like that that can just knock them out. Usually if there's 2 go first moves, then it goes normally by speed, and since I'm so much stronger. What? Man, this stuff was giving me a hard time. Oh, right. Darmanitan is really, really strong. Like, he gets a crazy attack boost. But I wonder if I can, I think if I hit Y, I can show you guys how crazy his attack is. He's like level 82. I know I say he's got crazy attack stat as he's getting his butt kicked by I guess it won't say his actual stats, just that he's confused. Will you kill that Stuffle already? Alright, thank you. Normally it's not that bad. I think I was pretty close, so let me check. And I have a bad habit of checking too quickly. Normally I'll use a move that has 15 PP, and then that way when it's down to 1 or none, then you know for sure that you've done enough attacks. So it looks like it's almost there. So you see how speed is sparkling, but then the inner 2 lines are still that dark yellow. So we're gonna want to get the yellow arrow, yellow histogram thing all the way up to the attack stat. So it looks like we still need a few Stuffles. I'm gonna swap out. I'm gonna put Cinderace top. I love Zacian, but when you're using Zacian, every time he goes into battle, you have to watch his, like, he has a buff animation that goes off, and so then that takes an extra 5 seconds or something like that. So I try to do ones that when they go into battle, you wouldn't want to use a shiny, for example, in this, because every time it goes into battle, it has to do their bing, like when a shiny is fighting. And I did try using an ability that hit twice on some of those things. Like I've tried all these different things to get around it, but it's like endures the hit every time. So it's like his ability lets him survive the round. I don't want you, even though you're adorable. There we go.
Stuffle.
This should go a little faster now. We are streaming tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/TrainerToll. This week and next week are going to be kind of interesting stream-wise because we have EmpireCon, not this weekend that we just ended, but the following weekend, the weekend of December 6th. All of the proceeds from that convention are going to benefit the Peter Mayhew Foundation, of which I'm one of the directors. So we've got the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi, we've got the voice of Hera from Star Wars Rebels, Kaz from Star Wars Resistance, all sorts of great Star Wars voices there. Jim Cummings is there, who, among other things, is the voice of Darkwing Duck, but he's also the voice of Hondo Ohnaka from Star Wars cartoons. And if you've been to Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland or Disney World, Hondo Ohnaka is one of the animatronic things that's there. So the stream schedule is going to be a little screwy for the next couple of days. I think Wednesday I'll be doing just one stream from 5 Eastern to 6 Eastern for an hour because that's when we fly to LA. And then Friday should be normal stream hours, may not be like a 4-hour stream, but we'll be streaming from the convention itself. And I'm gonna hopefully try to get a surprise guest or two to join us there. I gotta look to see, because some of these voice actors have done so many things. So there's got to be somebody that's done a voice in Pokemon that I just haven't noticed that they also did Pokemon. Oh, see, here he goes. Here he goes. Well, at least it failed. It's always a weird thing with the AI in Pokemon that, like, it should know that it can't use the move twice. Alright, let's look at the EVs now. Boom. Alright. So now we have, you notice that the inner little histogram is not white yet. Once it's fully set up in a given direction. Before we leave here, though, let's shake this tree. Let's see what we get. I've gotten pretty good at anticipating. Oh, so you see how fast that's shaking? There's like no pause in between. Cut your losses. Just take those 3. That was it, the Pokemon would have popped out from that. I got 15 berries in one tree the other day. All right, and now I'll show you guys where I do the rookie Ds since we're on the topic. Go all the way to the beginning. Let's see if I can ride my bike without getting stuck on that woman this time. curve. There we go. I didn't get stuck on it this time. I'm learning. He can be taught. All right, so we're looking for. No, not that. Yeah, okay. All right, that'll work. That'll work. Let's do some. We'll do 4 Squobits, just to round out the EVs. All right, so now in theory, go over here, hit X to view, and now you see that little inner histogram that points to attack and speed. It's now, I put 4, I guess 6 points into hit points. So it gave me 1 point in my hit point stat. I know that there are hardcore people who really try to make sure they get the exact right math. I'm not one of those people, you know. As long as it's, and I do lose 1 or 2 stats in the long haul because of that. You know, but his attack stat at only level 17 is already 55 as a Raboot. So let's go ahead and give him some candy. I love when I'm doing my berry runs in the wilds. I will keep an eye out for those gold raids that other people are doing. I'll click on them if I see them in my own wilds, but I'm keeping an eye on ones that other people are doing because you're gonna get 3 XL XP candies when you're doing the gold 5 stars. So, and I mean, I have so much stuff, but I've got 34 of those from just, you know, helping people do their raids. And what I like about, if it's somebody else's, then they see that you came to help them out. As opposed to if you do it yourself, you might not get any help, but if you do somebody else's, then you know that at least there's one other real player there to be able to complete it. And let's give him 5. This is going to be a lot of XP. Boom, 150,000. And you can hit the button to skip past all this, but all right, so now he will evolve. Oh geez, it's still going. Okay, all right, it settled out at 54. Bounces, I'm not a big fan of these low accuracy moves. It is nice that it is flying type. Double edge is really good. And here we go. Raboot is evolving. Really cool. So the fur, it's like a gray brown. If Laurel were here, she probably would tell me that there's a certain name for that type of rabbit fur. But there's that little brown warmth to it that's really neat. Oh, he really wants to learn double edge. All right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Cinderace forgot tackle. Cinderace learned double edge instead. And then my favorite move, Pyro Ball. Partly because he like kicks it up and around before he knocks it at somebody. Ta-da! Cinderace forgot Ember and it learned Pyro Ball instead. Very cool. Alright, so that Groki is fully EV trained as well. Now a Thwacky. And let's see this Shiny Cinderace in action. Not much of action because it's just a rookie D, but... And so then when it goes into the fight, it does its little sparkle. And let's do that Pyro Ball. Boom. Alright. Shiny Cinderace has got to be in my top 5, top 10 at the very least. That's very cool. Once you beat the game and you go to the battle tower and you beat Leon the first time, it's like 4 or 5 battles, you're able to unlock the IV reader. And this is very, very important if you're breeding Pokemon, if you're trying to set up for the very, very best for competitive play, etc. I bred this Scorbunny, and now it's a Cinderace, but you can see everything but special defense is best, all perfect IV. So this is not a perfect Scorbunny, but it's shiny, so we're stuck with it. It does have the attack nature at the expense of special attack, which is what we want. So it's got that adamant nature, and but what we're going to want to do is once we get this Cinderace to level 100, we're going to want to go back to the battle tower, and it's over on the right. There's a guy that you can give the bottle caps to, and we'll be able to change that special defense from pretty good to the equivalent of best via hyper training, and then he'll essentially be a 6 IV Cinderace. If you found this video helpful, we do stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/TrainerToll. Do hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.